being here. This is nuts! Oh my God, I have a lot of... Wow, I just want to take a moment to soak this image in. All these beautiful friends here. All right, so the first 2 rows are in the splash zone. I apologize in advance. And all my friends who are out at bowling lane number 1, that's how far you're pushed back. Good luck hearing and seeing me. But Trevor over here is taking video and he'll post tomorrow. So thank you. A big thanks to Corey again for being my opening act to help me. I definitely adore and admire Corey. We have worked together for decades on many live shots. So I want to just kind of take a moment for a bonus story before I get into the reason why I'm here. And that person, the whole person responsible for this is my husband, Stein. I don't know if I want to thank him or take his butt, so that's yet to be determined. But I'm going to talk about Corey and some of our live shots, because I did start back in the day with PR. And my original boss is right here, Scott and Abby. Scott and Abby, thanks. Great. So when we used to do live shots with Corey, we were required to bring lots of children to fill the live shot, to make it live, fun, interactive, exciting. And I'm talking a lot of kids. So I got some of my old communications friends back there, and I had to use their kids and everybody's kids and my kids. And my children were mandated. They actually had no choice until my daughter acted like Britney Spears with a rider list with all these demands, right? I want Dutch Bros and Starbucks and all these things. So Jillian was pretty demanding. And then when she asked for Lululemon, that wasn't her last live shot occurred. Because there's no return on investment at that point. I'm not making enough an hour to support Lululemon. So my son, he was okay until he became a liability when we were doing a Christmas in July segment with Corey on live television. My son managed to ruin Christmas for all the children of Arizona when Corey asked him, "What do you want Santa to bring you?" And Ethan, honest Ethan, my son, says, "I don't believe in Santa. Santa's not real. We're Jewish." Live television. So after that, I was childless for a good reason. Didn't even want to acknowledge them at that point. That was too much. So short of kidnapping children, which I thought about, I went to the charter school system because they don't have rules or regulations. You can just send your kids anywhere, no fill permission slip forms, which I often forget to sign, and then our kids are stuck with the peanut butter jelly in the library all day. But not at the charter school, everybody gets to go. And they have an awesome version of their short bus that brings a bunch of kids. They don't have to get the buses, they just have their own system. And so I would call up the school next to my work, and I would say it was like an order, I need 23 kids. Please, I need them tomorrow, because, the media calls, we have to respond immediately. And the 20 kids would magically show up in this bus. And I usually would try to get the 9th graders, because I didn't want to disrupt too much academics. I figure, it's a loss, they've got 3 more years to make up their lost classwork. So one day, and actually my former colleague, who would happen to be on this live shot, knows where I'm going with this. And so one time I didn't go to a live shot with Corey. 20 kids showed up, and I get a text, because I'm actually with my mayor somewhere else where I'm losing Wi-Fi way up north. And I just get this text from my colleague saying, "These 20 kids don't look like 9th graders. They're really short, they look like 2nd graders." And I lost connection. I thought, oh my God, who showed up to this live shot? So after I got back to City Hall and I bought cookies for the principal and the school, that was kind of my normal thank you. I said, "Oh, thank you so much for coming out to the sports complex and Calcaterra was out there that morning. Thank you so much from all of us. Here's your cookies. It's like, we weren't out there this morning. So I'm like, who did I call? Like, what children did I arrange to be there? So I had to go back to my cell phone, way like weeks past, and I hit the number, and it was a charter school in Anthem that I accidentally called by. You know, it was like an accident. Like, but I made it sound like I worked with them all the time. Because I'm like, oh, we want to order kids again, and they're like, sure. We'll be there. We'll have our blue shirts on. I'm like, awesome. So they did it, and the whole point of that story is, God, there's too many trusting people out there. Gosh. So there's also been times where live shots have gone completely wrong, epic failure ones we call them, where no kids showed up. That's the worst, because then you have to take one for the team. So we were demonstrating a new water slide at a pool, and Corey's like, well, you're still, it might be Corey or Brad, because Brad Perry's in the house too. I used to work with Brad. One of them, I think it's Brad. This is Brad. Yeah, Brad. This has happened 2 times where you still have to demonstrate the slide, Jen. And I'm in a dress and my shoes, and I'm ready to go to a meeting. And I'm like, I can't go down that water slide. I don't even go down the water slide when I'm in a park with my kids. And I had to eventually go into the lost and found box, and I gave myself scabies, I think. Because I had to go into somebody else's clothes in that box, and I had to go down that water slide. So anyways, that's what you do for your job, right? There you have it. And here's why I'm up here now doing this. Thank you guys. All right, back to regular scheduled program. I feel like I should tell you why I'm here, because a lot of people asked me, they said, Jen, I didn't know you're a stand-up comedian. And I said in response, I didn't know I was a stand-up comedian either. It wasn't even on my radar. So I do love to storytell. I have a lot of great friends who heard a lot of my funny stories. This is nothing new. I have my aunt and my cousin who've known me longer than anyone else. So they've been stuck with me with all these stories. So my husband and my best friends came bowling here last month. And the only thing I had to remember that night was to bring socks. That was it. Like, I was so excited I remembered to bring socks because I don't own socks. I don't own socks, I hate socks, and I had to borrow socks, and it's like a whole production. Then I have to remember to bring a gallon of hand sanitizer because I'm touching a hole. And everybody who knows me knows I'm a total germ freak. So I have to hand sanitize a million times. So I also have to worry about someone not, hopefully lighting a match around me. That's really bad. So that was all I did. We went bowling, we had a good time. Again, I was, not prepared for this. Going back to the hand sanitizer thing, I just have to tell you, with this pandemic, I have been preparing for it all my life. I just thought you should know that, because I am like addicted to Clorox wipes and sanitizer. And I already had stockpiled it and had enough to supply a small hospital. And thanks to my colleagues, for my birthday that December before, they brought me a ton of Clorox wipes and gallons of hand sanitizer as a gag gift. I said, this is really funny. And I said, Trevor knows, he was my witness. I said, well, are you guys preparing for a pandemic? They're like, we haven't had a pandemic ever. I was like, well, I'm ready for one, and boy was I ready for one. So with that said, we're leaving the bowling alley, and my husband discovers this comedy club, and my new friend Kevin Young, he approaches and says, hey, how does this work? Is there open mic? And I'm like, where is he going with this? I just want to go home. But Kevin said, no, we usually, hire legit comedians. I'm like, oh, shoot. I'm not legit, let's go. So he's like, no, my wife's really funny. You need to give her an opportunity. She's really funny. And then this nice girl comes over, the comedian of the evening, provided a flyer saying, well, you can take some improv lessons. And he gives the flyer back and says, nope, she doesn't need lessons. She's super funny. And I'm like, oh my gosh. How much did you drink tonight? So then I got the mic for a few minutes. I think I blacked out because I can't even really exactly remember what happened, but enough for me to come back tonight and invite all of you guys. Thank you. tonight like if it was my wedding night. But not the part you guys might be thinking, because I am a middle-aged, exhausted mom/workaholic. But the part where when the bride embraces the customs of wearing something blue or borrowing something, just so allegedly that's supposed to bring you luck, right? That's what all brides have heard. Adapt, we bring these customs and then it evolves in all kinds of great luck. So that's what I did tonight. I thought I would treat it like a wedding, where I'm wearing something blue, so I've got that part covered. And for something borrowed, I am borrowing all of your time, which you cannot get back. But I hope you can disconnect for a little bit and have fun with me. And then for something old, I brought my husband. Yep, he's turning 50 years old next month. Yep. So I wanted to start some research on what to expect when you're 50, so I can kind of understand in advance what's ahead. And I'm not there yet for a little bit, so I was going to ask some friends and family who are 50 and older for some advice, but I figured they won't remember. So I went to Wikipedia, which is like the most reliable source out there, and it gave me this great definition that when you turn 50, you're going to achieve the maximum wisdom. So I was like, wow, it only takes 50 years for your brain to fully develop? So we're all scarecrows like in The Wizard of Oz, essentially? So I learned a lot about bone loss and all kinds of medical issues. And as I was researching about this wisdom and focus, that the window of focus is very short apparently. But I thought when I send my husband to the grocery store for like grapes and bread, maybe he won't come back with Oreo cookies and popcorn. So I'm really excited about this. So now you hopefully will follow this, but I only have, again, it's this like moment of focus where I'm afraid when I send the grocery store, I might not come back with anything. Or even know how to get home. I'm worried about the research. So we, underneath this, Wikipedia, there's a dance video that says, how do you dance when you're 50 years old? I gotta demonstrate with you guys, because I didn't know there was a dancing style for 50 years old. So I open up the video, and I see it's 40-year-old style dance. You'll appreciate this. 50, 60, and 70. I guess if you're under 40, I hate you. So the 40, which is my group, it's like a sway. So I'm gonna just demonstrate. Like it's just a sway. It's like easy on the knees, right? That's why everyone loves pickleball at my age. So the 50 dance is like this. There's a clap. And the 60, I don't know why the clap is so prevalent in the 50s. And then the 60-year-old dance, it gets even wilder. It's the pointing. 60-year-old dance is the pointing. But the 70-year-old dance, do I have any 70-year-olds here? Because this is special. It is like raise the roof jumping. And I'm thinking, why are we jumping when this is the body replacement part decade? Why? And then I thought to myself, it has to be a healthcare insurance company sponsoring this video. Why else? Why else would they encourage 7-year-olds to jump up and down? Anyway, so after that dance moment, I was talking to my husband about all this excitement ahead, which is funny because I don't know, you guys, some of you can relate. Back in the day, when we were younger and we would have like injured backs, it'd be like, oh God, it's from that hike I did, 10 miles, or oh, it's from the marathon. Well, I haven't done that, but people call it that. I imagine that happens to you. But now our conversation's like, oh, my back really hurts, and I'm like, what's wrong? You're like, oh, I woke up wrong. Oh, my knee really hurts. Like, I don't know. Like, I got out of the car in a strange way, and I'm like, oh, this is really painful. I mean, not the actual physical pain, but the emotional pain of this is concerning. So I'm talking to my husband, and he's like, hey, I my next surgery is going to be cataract surgery. And I'm like, cataract surgery? Did we even have this conversation? Maybe I need some help. And I know I don't pay attention to him. A lot of times I don't. We just mutually have an understanding. I mean, I even said to him tonight, or a couple nights ago, how are people going to listen to me for 30, 35 minutes tonight? And he's like, I know, because I lose you after 30 seconds. Thank you. So, with that, I was still really perplexed about this cataract surgery because I felt like I would need to get time off work and put it on my calendar, and I'm assuming I'd have to drive you if it involves your eyes. And then I said, Aaron, I'm going to come clean. I don't remember this conversation. And I'm sorry. And he's like, oh no. We never had this conversation. It's what I anticipate is going to be my next surgery. I was like, oh, that's where we're going. We're anticipating the next surgery. Like, is there an app, like in 2025, I'm going to schedule my knee replacement. In 2026, this is our new healthcare to my doctor friends in health. We're going to schedule surgeries in advance for you. So, that's crazy. So I said the only thing I know I've done in preparation for being old, and one of my best friends up here, is we're on the waiting list for an assisted living facility. And the reason why we're on the waiting, and it's not with my husband. I'm not on the waiting list with my husband, I'm on the waiting list with this girl. Right there, because we're going to be roommates because we decided we're going to outlive our husbands. So we have it all. We did this, 20 years ago. And because we're putting money in we're looking at the pay for anything. It's that like long-term healthcare insurance. We kind of made that up before it existed. All right, so 50's coming up. We're really excited. I want to talk a little bit about social media because we're talking about these apps. And it would just be hard not to address technology for a moment. And I know you all can relate. Facebook has to ban my mom. It just has to happen. Thank you. Yeah. They know. Let me tell you why she needs to be banned. Someone will, post a picture in a post and witness right here. And my mom will go into that post and say, thank you she'll go into the post and she's like, congratulations on that baby, mazel tov, your baby's so cute. And then I have to go in and inform my mom that person doesn't have a baby. They didn't have a baby. I don't know who you're congratulating with the baby. And then she'll do another scenario, this is going to get worse and worse, by the way. She'll go into someone's post and say, I'm so sorry for your loss. That's terrible. My prayers are with you. And I'm like, oh my God, no one died. There's no death there. Oh my, you got the wrong, please remove your comment. But the worst scenario of my mom, the one that she just can't seem to grasp, is the memory hop. And she'll go in and say, oh, that's so sweet that your grandfather is walking your granddaughter to school every day. How precious is that? And I'm like, Mom, that guy's dead. He's really dead. That person is not alive walking their child to school anymore. Figure that out. So I had more hope for my dad. I thought he might be more technically savvy because he can make online reservations for restaurants. So I thought, yes, we're in good shape, Dad. So we were together a few weeks ago, and we were going to the mall, which they keep alive. I know my dad I didn't even know Penny's was still alive, but he keeps JCPenney's alive, and my mom keeps the printed TV guide version going. Fantastic. So we're going to the mall, my dad and my mom are meeting us, and I said, listen, because my dad said, meet me at JCPenney's. I'm like, I don't even want to, at first I didn't know it was there, I don't want to go there. Second, I don't even want to, be there. I'm going to go to Banana Republic. Can you meet me there, or I'm going to drop you a pin. And that way you can see the location. I'm going to drop you a pin. He's like, okay. And I thought, he gets it. I'm really proud. 5 minutes later, he's like, Jen, why did you send me a picture of a lollipop? I was like, oh God, I lost all faith with you too. So they're working on it. We're working on it. My mom, she said, have you joined the Do you pay people via Venom? Do you Venom pay people? Do you Venom them? I'm like, do I poison people? Do I poison pay them? Like, how do you tell me more about this poison pay? I mean, that's cool. But then when I heard her say that, I'm like, oh crap, I'm not on Venmo. I better get on Venmo before she gets on Venmo, or Venom, or whatever she's calling it. Right? So, I joined the Venmo community, and I am now suspended from the Venmo community. I'll tell you why. Because some lady kept paying me money, which I thought was cool at first. And then I was like, why are you paying me? Because I think you have the wrong Jen Stein. There's, I'm sure, other Jens out there. She's like, I'm paying you for your cups. You make cups. And I'm like, I don't make cups. I'm so sorry to inform you. I don't know how to make cups. I'm like the least crafty person in the world. And my next show in September, I have a whole thing on that. And she kept paying me. And I said, oh my gosh. I go, finally, I said, listen, I have puppy paint from the 1980s. I'm going to take this puppy paint, I'm going to make you a cup. Because I don't know what to do. You're not, like, letting me refund your money. So eventually she figured out I'm not in the business. I don't participate in the cup business. And she's reported me. Like, $500 later. And I didn't know, I kept transferring the Venmo money over, so when I went to go get her money back, when I went to get back the money, there was no money there. So anyways, I'm suspended. But we're working on the other technology, which I'm not a fan of and I'm not in the community, is TikTok. Who's on TikTok here? Awesome people. So we found out through TikTok on a double date that my son started a fire at your house. Yes. It was an oven fire. He forgot to take out the pizza box. You know, minor things. Started this fire and they're like, wow, cool fire. Let's TikTok video this. Send it out. So we're at dinner and we're watching this fire at your house. And I'm like, what, did we fail as parents? Like, they don't know, like, you need to, like, call 911, go to a neighbor's house, get an extinguisher. But no, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to video it for TikTok. So the other one, so the really my favorite technology, and I use it most often, is texting. And when I text, I you know, that's my preference. But recently, I was dumped. I was dumped via the text. And not from my husband, who will be probably text dumping me after the show. But it was the carpool. I got kicked out of the carpool. And I was like, and it was via text. It was bad. So I'm like, how do you get kicked out of a carpool? So I immediately called my son. I'm like, are you not wearing deodorant? What did you do? What did you say? So anyway, texting, all these technologies are a lot of fun. And with that said, the next one we're trying to conquer, we're going to Disneyland soon, is the Genie app. Has anyone gone to Disneyland recently? There's a whole new system, post-pandemic, when you go to Disneyland. I am not a fan of Disneyland. I will tell you right now, I have asked over and over again, is there a spectator ticket? I don't go on any of the rides, so I feel like I should not pay full price. You know what I do? They should pay me. But I provide a service at Disneyland. I'm like a self-personalized walker. Everybody who I'm with, usually with 8 to 10, 12 people, they all give me their cell phones, right? Because, you know, I'm like the cell phone whore. I look like a crack dealer. I got all these cell phones and devices and jackets and churros, which, by the way, if you give me your snack while you go on a ride, it's not coming back. Sorry. So I'll tell you what, I'm a photo taker. I take people's pictures, I edit them on the spot, I airdrop it. I do this for lots of families. I'm a photo filler, which is very odd. People ask me to be in their pictures. I don't know what role I'm playing there. Sister, girlfriend, aunt, mom, I'm not sure. That's weird. But I've been a photo filler. I've been involved in search and rescue with all the missing kids. I'm like, I'll help find your kid. I've got nothing else to do. This is why they need a spectator ticket. So and oftentimes, I can't keep up with the family because they're running to the next ride, right? Like, you don't want, once you're off the ride, you're like racing to the next one. And then, you know, my daughter's looking back like, don't lose mom. Like, finally in that moment, and they like remember me. Don't lose mom. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I want to be be lost and not found? How many moms want to be lost and not found? Thank you, amen. There's a reason why you go to Target for one item and it takes 5 hours. I'll say, Aaron, I gotta go get, toilet paper at Target, and he's like, okay, cool, I'll see you. And it's like 9 a.m., I'll see you, by lunch. Yeah, you'll see me by 3 o'clock if you're lucky. Maybe 4. So, Fry's grocery store, unlike Disneyland, they listen to me. I recommended the wine bar. I said, you gotta put that wine bar. I mean, that's genius. And they did it. Thank you. Thank you, Fry's. So I love going there now. We've got a new Fry's opening up really soon by our house, and I'm like a kid in Christmas, waiting for it to open. Are the trucks there yet? So, and my family they love it because they just want to buy the scratchers. Which, did you guys hear? No one has claimed that $1.3 billion. Oh my goodness, let me tell you, a few weeks ago, when it gets into the billion range, that's when I decide to participate. That's when I feel like it's an adequate time to contribute my $20. So I thought as a family we were going to pull together. You know my sister. You know my sister. She said, yeah, I'm in for 20, and then she decided to revamp her offer, and she said, you know what? I don't want to share the $1.3 billion with you guys. I want it on my own. So I was like, all right, you're on your own, and mom and dad, and we'll do our own pool. And I said, but if you win, are you going to at least contribute or give us something? So she says, yes, I will give you dad, first dad. I will buy you a golf cart. Because my dad is passionate about golf. He loves golf. I will buy you your own golf course. And then a few minutes later, she says, she revises her offer and says, you know what? I'm going to just give you a set of golf clubs. I decided to modify my offer. Then for me, she said the same thing. I'm going to buy you a house. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. No, I've seen what happens down this road. And a few minutes later, she goes, you know what? I'm going to buy you furniture for your existing house. So speaking of furniture, my husband and I cannot agree on furniture ever. Like, do you guys have that issue where you just, like, I want like a white couch and he wants like a black leather? Yes, and it's like impossible, and it could take us like 5 years to buy a couch, which is weird and sad. But we've gone into living spaces like hundreds of times, right? And yeah, we go there for the cookies. I'll be honest, we make it a date night, and like, do you want to do lattes at living spaces? How cool is that? But we were going there, and the guy in the front of the store who welcomes you, he says, welcome to living spaces. Is this your first time? And in that moment, I contemplate always. Do I tell him that he's out of French vanilla creamer in the cafe section? Do I tell him there's a broken chair in an outdoor patio? Do I tell him how I rearranged our sample example room like 20 times? But I just say, yes, this is my first time. Thank you so much. Right? So, living spaces, oh man. So, but someone told me the next level cookies is open houses. Yeah, that's where you get the famous AMOs, the open houses. So I said to my son one day, we gotta go for some cookies and maybe some furniture design ideas, we'll make it productive. So we go to an open house, and I've never been to an open house, and I knock on the door, and the realtor's like, it's open house, like you duh, idiot, like you walk right in. I was like, okay, sorry. So I walk in this, open house, we're having a blast, we got the cookies. I'm like, let's do this again. Let's find another open house. Actually, it's in your neighborhood. This got me in a lot of trouble. So I follow the signs, allegedly, that point you in the right direction. I walk into a house, deep into the house, into the kitchen, looking for the cookies, and a man rounds the corner screaming at my son, like, why are you in my house? What are you doing in my house? This is a home invasion. You're a home invader. And I'm like, this is not an open house. I'm sorry, I thought your house was for sale, and I'm here for the cookies. No, my house is not for sale. My neighbor's house is for sale, and the landscaper apparently relocated the sign into his lawn. So after I had explained to my son, and then I yelled at him, why don't you lock your doors? It's Phoenix! Who doesn't lock their doors? apologize profusely, and I have to tell you, and I'll kind of end on this note, that I'm always apologizing for something, right? I'm always apologizing. It started, my daughter started saying, I'm sorry we're Jewish, because of the confusion that Ethan had with some holidays and some things. I'm going to tell you about what happened with this. When I picked up my son from date, the person who watched him during the day, Leanne and Kevin, this is important, Leanne and Kevin, they're not here today, hopefully they'll be here next time. When I picked him up, Leanne said, your son is looking for dead people. And I don't know why. Why is your son looking for dead people? And I was like, I don't either. That's like really creepy and weird, and I don't even like zombie movies, so this is bizarre. So I said to Ethan, why are you looking for dead people? And he said, you told me when people die they go to Kevin's. I said, oh, and my daughter's like, I'm sorry, we're Jewish. I'm like, I meant Kevin, not Kevin. But I'm really glad that you took that very seriously and was investigating. Second story, he and I were on a bike ride, and my bike seat fell off. Like, how embarrassing is that, right? And there's a pocket part of the church service going on. And the guys at the church said, hey, we'll fix your bike, we've got the tools, we can totally help you out. And they did. They put the seat back on, they repaired it really well. And the guy I said, thank you so much. And the guy said, no, thank the Lord. So Ethan's like, the guy next to him is like, Lord? That is the coolest name ever. Thank you, Lord. Lord, I love you. And I'm like, oh my God, that's not the Lord? And then my daughter's like, I'm sorry, we're Jewish. I'm sorry. Poor kid, now he's in the soccer team at a church. And they do prayers after, and I threatened him. I said, don't you dare volunteer. Don't you ever volunteer to do the prayer, to initiate the prayer, to try to we don't know how to start prayers, we don't know how to finish prayers, we internally pray. Like, I don't even know how to begin it. Dear God, Almighty Father, I don't know, right? Just don't do it. So he does it, hand goes up, and we're all like, oh. Everyone else is praying for food and peace and happiness and family and health. And she's like, I pray I don't get hit in the weenus with a soccer ball next week. I was like, okay, that's not called weenus, but okay, I'm glad you said it, okay? And B, that is not an adequate prayer. So, on the note of this whole I'm sorry we're Jewish thing that my daughter started, he went to the holiday store where your kids buy all that crappy stuff. We've gone that store together. You work that store, both of you. So you give money and you hope they buy you something. You hope you buy them something. I mean, it's meaningful because they took the time to figure it out, of course. But Ethan, my son, comes home and says, hey, I got you beautiful earrings. Mom, they're so beautiful. They're owl earrings. I'm like, okay, that's so cool. I can't wait to wear these earrings. He presents these to me, and they're ornaments. We bought Christmas ornaments, and he thought they were earrings. So, always apologizing. But if I'm not apologizing for that, I'm apologizing to the teachers. A lot. I apologize to the teacher for my husband having a cold, because he was at the time using Zycam, which it had like white cotton Q-tips that he was putting up the nose to flare up. And my daughter was telling all her friends that my daddy puts white stuff up his nose to make himself feel better. Daddy puts white stuff up his nose to make him feel better. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, that's for his cold. Like, Zycam, like, it's not what you think it is. So I told my husband, when you go to parent-teacher conference, whatever you do, just don't do that. So, and what does he do? Because the whole time he's thinking it. So the other couple of emails I would get from the teachers, like, I'm sorry, Jen, I put your underwear in your son's backpack. That's weird. How did my underwear get in my son's backpack? Apparently, someone forgot to put the little dryer sheet in, and it got stuck in his hoodie sweatshirt. He takes my underwear out, mortified, throws it in the garbage next to the teacher. she's like, oh God, what just transpired? There's underwear in the garbage, and that looks like it's not even high quality. She should have left it there. Like Target. But anyways, she picks that thing up, picks up my underwear, puts it in the backpack, and explains it via email. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Or I'm so sorry to the teacher for duct tape day, which you guys know we don't do duct tape day anymore for Spirit Week, because I made a duct tape belt too tight and Jillian threw up the whole day. I'm sorry, I made a malfunction duct tape belt, and I ruined the whole Spirit Week. So anyways, I'm not apologizing, that's what you have. So now I have I'll wrap it up. Now we have a lot of my team members apologize to me for missing work, and it's totally understandable with COVID. I know there's been a lot of quarantining and it's been really hard, but I'm fully understanding of the situation, right? But sometimes, people felt compelled to tell me they don't have COVID, they have this instead. Like they want to make sure they know I'm not contagious. So they're like, Jen, I don't have COVID, I have diarrhea. And I'm like, keep that crap to yourself! My God, I don't even know that. So, anyways, next month, September 23rd, I am back here. I'm going to figure out a way to make it work with seating. Thank you guys. We're going to rearrange the seating. We're going to try to take out tables, add more seating, make this work. I might come up with a creative ticketing system so everybody will have a seat, because that for some reason Kevin saw me freak out earlier. I want everyone to be comfortable. Next month I have all new material, so everything is all new, and I'm doing that to test, to see what works, what makes people laugh or not laugh. If you like tonight's show, please tell me, tell Kevin. I love positive feedback. If you did like it, you can keep that to yourself. You just keep those feelings to yourself. I'm okay with you internalizing. But if you did enjoy it, no, I'm just kidding. Either way, I love feedback. You all know I thrive off of that type of response. Any suggestions, let me know. But I'm so happy again. Thank you guys so much. I'm Jen Stein. Thank you.